Is it possible to change your identity and become a new man? Is it possible to reboot, rewire your brain to the point where you see the world through a different lens, where you show up as a different individual, where you have embraced a new perspective on life and a new identity? Not only is the answer to that question yes, gentlemen, but the importance and significance of that yes will be the foundation of your success in overcoming your addiction to pornography. See, men, what we must understand is that lasting transformation, forever lasting transformation, is rooted in an identity change. And an identity change is a rebooting, a rewiring of how we see the world, how we interact with the world, the things that we do and the things that we don't do. So in today's episode of The Rebuilt Man, I want to talk to you about the importance in the application and execution of not just rebooting and rewiring your brain, but the significance of that in rewiring your identity. For those of you that are new here, my name is Coach Frank Rich, host of the Rebuilt Man podcast and founder of Rebuilt Recovery. It is our mission to help men become better men by quitting porn and rebuilding their lives. If you're new to the channel here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, guys. Turn those post notifications on. If you're getting value out of these videos, you can do one thing for us here on YouTube. You can like this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you're tuning in on the audio side, guys, ratings, reviews mean the absolute world to us and help us continue to spread this message all across the globe. And if you're looking for some help in overcoming your addiction, visit rebuiltrecovery.com/12 steps. I'm going to link that down there in the show notes below. We put together free training or an entire blueprint or 12-step framework that has helped thousands of men take back control of their lives and conquer this addiction. rebuiltrecovery.com/12 steps. Your identity, though, your identity right now, if you're stuck and struggling, is probably the identity of an addicted man. And seeing yourself through that lens dictates how you show up in the world, how you navigate and interact with the world, and how you respond to the world. So in order for us to change and begin to step into freedom, we have to get back control of some of these things. Now, we talk a lot about rewiring the brain. We talk about the importance of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change through experience. But one thing we never addressed here is the importance of these neurochemical changes to our brain, the importance of those and how it changes our identity. You see, our brain is an integral part of our nervous system. And I believe it is our nervous system that makes us who we are. Your nervous system is keeping score. It is a catalog. It is a reference sheet, a resource of everything you've done, everything you've interacted with, and it's hardwired these things into you to create the you that you are today. From the time that you were a tiny, 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 tiny baby to the point that you are a grown man today. Everything you've done, everything you've seen, everything you've thought, everything you've witnessed, everything you've interacted with is imprinted on your nervous system. And your brain is one of the biggest pieces and parts of your nervous system. So as we're rewiring our brain, gentlemen, what we must understand is it's not just the structure of our brain that is being rewired. It is the structure and reference point of our nervous system. And if our nervous system, as it is today, creates who we are today, then changing our brain, rewiring our nervous system will change who we are. And this is going to happen whether or not you like it or whether or not you want it to. Every day, as you navigate the world, as you experience the world, as you go through your routines, as you go through your habits, as you go through your new experiences, all of this is leaving a lasting impression on your brain, but more importantly, your nervous system. So this changing of your identity is already happening. Now you can be a victim to it and you cannot be in control of these things, or through intentional work and proper behavior, you can be the one that's guiding that ship of your nervous system. In Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl says, between stimulus and response, there is a space. And within that space lies our ability to choose. And when that choice rests our freedom. Now that space is going to be dictated by your nervous system. Does the stimulus create a fight or flight response that shortens the gap at which you can make proper choices? Or have you done the necessary work to know that when things happen, you are in control? So rebooting, rewiring your brain is not just about your habits. The rewiring process of your brain and of your nervous system is about rewiring your identity. Maybe you were an athlete growing up, or you've witnessed athletes in your life perform at the highest level. Sometimes it makes you wonder, how do they see things? Boxing, for example. How can somebody like Floyd Mayweather anticipate the jab before the person even throws it? How can he so quickly miss that left hook? It's almost as if he knew it was coming, because his nervous system is wired and trained to anticipate the punch before the other person even throws it, based upon a lifetime in the trenches and decades of studying it. This is a nervous system response. When you touch a hot stove, you immediately bounce back. That's because somewhere in your life, your nervous system recorded the fact that hot stove equals burning of the flesh, not a good thing. So you see, these autonomic responses are happening day in and day out. And right now, when you're triggered for whatever those triggers are to cause a stress, anxiety, fear, isolation, loneliness, helplessness, whatever drives you to porn, when those things happen in your life, your immediate automatic response is, I need to go look for a way out of this. But when you put in the work, when you take control of these things, when you reboot, rewire your brain and rewire your nervous system, that same incident doesn't create the same automatic response. That is a changing of our nervous system, which is a changing of our identity. You see, gentlemen, talking about a spiritual transformation, talking about an identity transformation is just not a metaphorical thing that we say. It's rooted in our science. It's rooted in our biology. It's rooted in our neurochemistry. So if you're truly going to break free and transcend this addiction and not be a slave to your thoughts, triggers, vices for the rest of your life, it will require an identity change. And an identity change at its core is the rebooting and rewiring of your nervous system. How you respond in the moment, how you respond throughout the day. Now, this can be done in healthy habits, but it's not a flip of the switch. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. You're looking at weeks and possibly months of work, which is why we've created our Reboot Your Life system. A 16-week program outlining every single step of the way for you to get back control, conquer this addiction, change your identity, and walk in freedom. 16 weeks, if you put in the work, at the end of it, you will be a new man. And today you have an opportunity to get this course for a one-time single payment of just $99. rebuiltrecovery.com/no-brainer. We sold this course for thousands of dollars. We've sold our one-on-one coaching for thousands of dollars a month. This course has retailed at $297, $497, $997 today and today only for $99. rebuiltrecovery.com/no-brainer. I'll link that down there in the show notes below. But it's the blueprint, it's the outline for you to begin to change your behavior through new experiences, which will change your identity, which will change your neurochemistry, which will change your nervous system. rebuiltrecovery.com/no-brainer. Coach Frank at The Rebuilt Man. We love you guys. We'll see you in the next one.